Andrew, what is it about this bill that concerns you so much? I mean, your writing on this has been incredibly impassioned.
Well, first of all, we don't really know what's in the bill. It's very confusing. It seems as if it's deliberately confusing, and yet they're rushing it into law in the space of a few days. And when you think of what issues are at stake in this law, namely that the President of the United States can simply name anybody on the battlefield, off the battlefield, anywhere in the United States.
U.S. citizen, non-U.S. citizen.
That's not clear either. Name them an illegal enemy combatant, detain them indefinitely without charges, and torture them by any usual sense of the word torture, at will. I mean, the last person to be able to do this in America was King George III, and I can't believe that we are now returning to that with congressional backing.
You say whatever else this is, it is not a constitutional democracy. It is a thinly veiled military dictatorship subject to only one control, the will of the great decider. And the war that justifies this astonishing attack on American liberty is permanent without end.
Yes, the amazing thing about the provision as we now see it is that only one person, not the law, not the Congress, and no courts, only one person, the President, has the right to decide who is going to be detained. Not only that, but he can detain that person indefinitely. At best, they may get a military court at some point. They certainly have no habeas corpus rights, which goes right way back to Magna Carta. And they can be subject to being tortured.
It is amazing that the U.S., the President Bush still says America doesn't torture.
Well, the meaning of the word torture in the English language and under law is severe mental or physical pain or suffering. Now, if you strap somebody to a board upside down and pour water over their face or dunk their head in water till they're about to drown, then bring them out, and you do that repeatedly and repeatedly, it's torture. It was done by the KGB. It's documented by Alexander Solzhenitsyn in the Gulag Archipelago. It's now being practiced, and has been practiced, we know, by the President of the United States. And in the negotiations with Senator McCain, they left this up to the discretion of the President.
Your critics will say you sound like a liberal on this. You say this is actually an issue that conservatives should get behind.
Look, conservatives have always believed that the most important thing in politics is protecting the individual from excessive government power. And whenever conservatives say to me, I'm a liberal, I say to them two words: President Hillary. What if this law will allow presidents from now forever in this indefinite war to detain anybody at will for any reason? The potential for abuse of this power is enormous. And civil liberty conservatives and people like Bill Buckley or Bruce Fine or Jeffrey Hart or George Will, these people are concerned about the constitutional due process that this is violating.
Why do you think, though, this story, what is happening, really hasn't gotten much traction? I mean, people don't want to hear about it. I mean, I know the ratings for this segment are going to go down because people turn this stuff off.
That's how it always happens. People always, when these things occur, look the other way. People think it's always going to happen to someone else, or they think that these people are somehow all terrorists. They're terror suspects. 90% of the people we detained in Abu Ghraib were innocent, it turned out, as the U.S. admitted. Dozens of people in Guantanamo were completely innocent, as the Army and military subsequently admitted. So there is no process to determine who's innocent or guilty in these matters. They're being detained without charges.
You're writing a lot about it on the blog, andrewsullivan.com. Andrew, appreciate you being on. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Anderson, for raising this issue.